Whoop whoop, it's the sound of the Dropcast. I'm Matthew Kershaw, joined by Carl Shimon.
Nice, yes you are.
That took me more times than I'd like to admit to get, but...
Many times. You had to take a break.
Multiple.
You actually went off air and started, wiping up your tears.
I did.
Formed a puddle all around you.
I cleaned up my spaghetti too. It was dripping everywhere.
Oh god, I don't want to know. You should keep plugging that shit.
What episode is this? 14?
Episode 14 of the Dropcast. We are going to talk about video games, are we not?
Are we? Can we not just change it up a bit? Let's talk about movies instead.
Let's talk about wrestling instead, because we haven't done enough of that recently.
Oh god, yeah, so this will be up after our WrestleMania pre-Dropkick?
Pre-show.
Pre-show, yeah.
Dropkick pre-show extravaganza.
Recording that kills me. I can't talk in coherent sentences, apparently. And now we're doing this. No. It's not great.
It's good. It's not like you need to talk in a podcast or anything. It's fine.
Yeah. Let's do a mime podcast one week. Just neither of us talk.
Just think positive thoughts at this microphone for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Keep it short.
Right, so,
right.
What have you been doing?
What have I been doing? I've been playing video games. Do you want to hear about it?
Not really, but I'll humour you, I guess.
Well, good, because nobody else is. So, I've been playing Bladestorm Nightmare, a game that we recently just checked out.
We did.
Which, it's a Tecmo Koei joint, so anyone familiar with the company, the series they have produced, then you'll kind of know what you're expecting. It's kind of janky.
It looks
kind of
janky.
shitty. But you know what?
The only thing I knew about that game is one of the voice actors. And that was for Hal.
Yes, yeah.
That's all I cared about.
He's a pretty man, Hal. He's got 4 too many things going on his face at once, but whatever. So Bladestorm Nightmare is pretty cool. It's a strategy game. It doesn't at all play like a Warriors game. The only similarity is the frame rate is bad, and there's numbers all over the screen all of the time. So, it's pretty good though. I enjoyed that game.
Yeah.
Review will be hitting before this podcast goes up, so look forward to that.
I think before this podcast goes up, you will also have something on Bloodborne. How was that game, Kyle?
I will. Oh, well, I haven't played it yet because we're doing this.
You're breaking the fourth wall. What are you talking about? Of course you've played this stuff.
It's a time paradox where it's 4 episodes of Star Trek in here. But yeah, I've got Bloodborne installed, and I'm really looking forward to checking that out. So we should have some video on that game soon.
Awesome.
Soon.
Maybe already,
and
by the time this podcast comes out.
If not, then I fucked up something. So yeah, we should have video up.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I've never played a Souls game for more than a couple of hours. So I don't know. I know you played some with me when Dark Souls was free on Xbox Live Gold.
Was it Dark Souls 1 or 2? I think it was 1, wasn't it?
It was 1.
It came out on free on Xbox Live Gold, and we both kind of played it, and I didn't really enjoy it. I never really got into it that much.
Yeah, I played maybe 3 to 4 hours of that game, just in the first area, just constantly grinding against these 4 people going up a staircase. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty fun. I'm going to wait till the next one comes out. Because, there's certain games, I'll go back and play Mass Effect whenever, because I love that game so much. But, sometimes you just want to play it when everyone's talking about it.
Yes.
I had that thing, I don't want to play this game now because I feel like I'm getting nothing from it if I play 20 hours of this game.
I don't have that with games necessarily. I have it with wrestling, for example. I know we're not really going to talk about wrestling that much, but I can't go and watch Raw or SmackDown non-live. I prefer it live when everybody's talking about it and seeing everything happen. I don't have it with video games. I can go pick up an old game or a new game much later on. I recently just bought Hardline, and that's been out for maybe a week or 2, and nobody's really talking about it anymore. But I picked it up and I can go play it.
Yeah, well, I think I never used to have this feeling. I used to just buy them whenever I had money, but since I had a job and we started this website, it's kind of I'm just rushing through so many games, whether it's for video coverage or for review purposes or whatever. I don't think Bloodborne's going to be one of them because it's going to be so stinkingly hard. I don't know that I'm going to finish it.
I am going to enjoy watching you struggle to play that game.
Yeah, hopefully other people will too. But additionally, another game series I've flirted with many times but have never gauged into is Monster Hunter. I know we discussed this a couple of weeks back on the podcast about the 3DS demo.
Oh, yeah.
And it's another game series that like I've always been respective of, I guess. I've always seen it and been like, I knew I could get into one of these games one day. So I played the demo of Tukiden on the Vita, which is the Tecmo Koei take on the Monster Hunter series, I guess.
Yeah.
And Tukiden Kiwami is come out the same day as Bloodborne, so I've got that game installed too. So I'm going to be checking that out on the PS4.
Sweet.
That is the original Age of Demons game and some new chapters as well. Kind of in the same way Bladestorm Nightmare is like the original game remastered, and then a lot of new stuff on the end.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to diving into both of those extremely deep and difficult to play genres of video games.
That sounds like you're going to have
at the same time.
A great week of video
while
games.
On video. It's going to be amazing.
Yep.
It's going to be great. Yeah, so look for some of that content coming too. Again, I don't know if I'm going to review that because I don't know how long the game is. I'm expecting it's going to be, dozens and dozens of hours, so I don't know that I can play two games like that at the same time, and get a review up in a time that's useful for anyone.
Yeah.
So, but we'll definitely have coverage of both those games. I'm super excited.
Sweet.
I did play the Jaws of Hakon DLC for Dragon Age Inquisition the other day.
Yes, you did.
That came out of nowhere. It was leaked, and then it was confirmed that it was coming tomorrow, and then it just launched. And then, 6 hours after it launched, EA started publishing tweets about it, as if they admitted that it was there. So it was super weird. Yeah. But it launched at the same time Bloodborne did in the US. And it's not launching on PS4, at least for the time being. It's only on PC and Xbox One.
Weird.
Which is kind of shitty. But I bought it on the Xbox One anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
And that's a whole new area of the size you'd expect in Dragon Age Inquisition. So I've spent about 6 hours with it. If you take out the time I've been, sitting idling on the menus or whatever. Spent about 6 hours in it. There's still a ton of quests I haven't done. I don't know if I will go back to them because I went back to it with my character I'd used for the review, so I'd already finished the game. And it was hard. It's level 20 content to begin with. And I think the enemy you fight at the end is level 25 or 23 or something. And I died a lot, which is, that game is not particularly difficult.
Yeah.
Really, but I definitely got slaughtered many times.
It's preparing you for Bloodborne.
Yeah, I guess. When you're in Bloodborne, you can't pause the combat and issue health potions, unfortunately. But there's new mechanics in that game. I don't want to spoil too much about the story, but there's things you'll have to do in combat, other factors outside of just surviving, which you never really had in Inquisition so much.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And the environments are beautiful. There's 4 different biomes, if you like, stuck in this one area, but it all meshes really well. So you just you descend into this ravine, and then suddenly the mist starts growing, and you're surrounded by waterfalls in this swampy area.
That's kind of cool.
And then you get to the coast, and it's completely different, and this ice fortress has literally just got a wall of ice in front of it, and it's a really neat environment. But I feel it would have been better if I just played that mid, the story or something. Going back to it after completing the story was a bit this is not as meaningful as the actual game.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's £10. I thought it was worth it. I got 6 hours out of it. I can easily see someone getting 10 out of it if you do all the side quests. So that's cool. And I played a bit of a Korean RPG, which was on Steam called Enigma, something about a family. Family Illusion or something.
That sounds dodgy. Are your credit cards okay?
No, they are not okay, but that's for completely different reasons. So this game, I thought, I went into the age-old issue of buying a game on Steam without reading the description. So I thought it looked really cool because it was I thought it was a graphic novel, basically, based off the screenshots.
Yeah.
It turns out it's in fact there's some of that in there, but it's also a weird horror stealth game, top-down perspective, in this letterbox fucking drag the window around the screen 2 inches by 3 inches.
Strange.
Window. It's and the translation is horrendous in a way I totally enjoy. So I don't know if we'll do anything with that, but that's a weird thing. It was only £3. Yeah, I checked that out, but I was a bit too busy at the time to really do anything with it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that I could review that game, and I haven't finished it, but we may check that out.
Okay. Awesome.
Have you been playing anything?
I don't know. I've had 3 weeks of stress doing university stuff, and now that's gone. So I finally have time to play video games now, which is great. But
you played some Hardline though. I mean, you played some Hardline, which I forgot about.
Yes, I bought Hardline Yeah, not yesterday. Well, what day did I buy Hardline? We played
4 days ago,
We-
let's say.
well, the
By the
podcast
time this goes up.
Thursday. We played some.
Sure.
Yeah. Or was it Wednesday? Either way.
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I played
It's a
some
blur.
Hardline with you. It was quite fun, and I've gone and played some on my own, and I don't like it.
I love Hardline. What is your problems with Hardline?
My problem with Hardline is it is not a good Battlefield game. It feels like Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto mixed together.
Yes.
I don't
great.
want that. I want a Battlefield game. I know people are like, oh, Battlefield Hardline isn't Battlefield, it's a spin-off, but uses the same name, the same engine as Battlefield 4. It's essentially reskinned Battlefield 4, except it's got less content. Like, I think it was on the last podcast I mentioned, like, why are we paying more for video games that have less content? Battlefield Hardline is a prime example of that. Even just when it comes to weapons, there are only like 4 or 5 weapons per class. And
I use 2 weapons in Battlefield 4.
I used tons.
So to me, it's
in Battlefield 4, you had 4 classes. They each had a unique set of weapons. Like the assault had assault rifles, the engineer had PDWs, the support had LMGs, and the recon had sniper rifles. But then you also had DMRs, shotguns, and carbines available, and they each had 10 plus weapons in them. In Battlefield Hardline, the assault, whatever it's called in this, the assault only can use assault rifles. The engineer can only use submachine guns, the support can only use shotguns, and the sniper can only use snipers and DMRs. From what I've played so far, there's only like 4 weapons, and there's maybe 2 cop weapons and 2 criminal weapons, then 2 just either side weapons. So there's a total of like 5 or 6 weapons per class. It's just crap.
Yeah, I could see that.
The balancing isn't good in the game either. Like, the mechanic, I think that's the engineer class, is the only one with a projectile weapon to damage vehicles, which is like a crappy grenade launcher. Which is like fair enough, you know, you don't need rocket launchers in a game like this because there are no tanks or, you know, big armored...
There are rocket launchers around the map.
Yeah, but you don't spawn with them. In Battlefield 4, you spawn with a rocket launcher if you play an engineer. But there are lots of maps that are so open that playing a mechanic doesn't make sense, because the mechanic's the only one that can damage vehicles, essentially, with the grenade launcher. But you only have some machine guns as your primary weapon, so it's not like you can shoot anybody from mid to long range with it. And that's the only class that can damage vehicles, so in open maps, that class is fucked and you can't use it.
Yeah, see, I play only as the mechanic now. I used to play as assault, but I learned basically from our time with Battlefield 4 was like the assault rifle is not the gun for me. So I changed to carbines in Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
And now I'm using the mechanic. And you're probably right, but I'm getting more kills in Hardline than I am in 4. And I think that's just because it's like you said, it feels like COD.
It's because this game is more focused towards close quarters combat. Like, a lot of the levels are small and they've got lots of corridors and buildings and stuff. Like, it's not a Battlefield game. There's no destruction. There's no large-scale infantry and vehicle combats. But
I don't know. We destroyed the house the other day with our police batons.
Oh, we broke a bunch of paintings. Great.
Yeah, it was cool.
But, it's like a lot of the balancing is just broken in the game. Like, the support class, you can only have... Oh, I think there are shotguns, and there's also battle rifles, which are like a weird mix between carbines and LMGs.
Weird.
They're not great. There's only like 2 of them and 3 shotguns for that class. There's 5 weapons for the support, and they're the only ones with medic bags. So if you're playing on a big map that's open, and you don't have support on your team with the ammo bag, you just run out of ammo really quickly, and nobody will play that class because you can't use a shotgun long range, and the battle rifles are crap, and you can barely get kills with them. It's like, the balancing in this game is all over the place.
I think you're playing wrong. You should be in cars all the time, as mechanics with grenade launchers, and then everybody dies every, 30 seconds to a minute and a half. It's fucking fantastic.
Well, they don't like Battlefield 4 was so much more chaotic. I was just killing people every 5 seconds or dying every 10 seconds or whatever. In this, I go through long periods of time, like minute to 2 minute, where I just see nobody around.
Really?
And there's like
Wait,
no cover.
We've played Battlefield a lot, and you know that I get 2 kills and 12 deaths and 50 revives in a normal game of Battlefield 4. Whereas in this, I'm like actually doing relatively well. Relatively.
Really?
Admittedly, when playing solo, because there's something about us talking in Battlefield that I can't deal with.
I am not really enjoying my time with it. I've only played a few hours of it, admittedly, but the time I've spent playing it, I've not had fun.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
what makes
not totally surprising to me. The things you like about Battlefield 4
Battlefield
compared
4
to the things I like about this.
Battlefield 4 is a Battlefield game. This is not a Battlefield game. Like, and it doesn't make sense to me that there's less content and the game is worse. Like, Battlefield 4 was 1080p 60 FPS on both the Xbox One and the PS4. And when you think about it, that's large-scale environments with aircraft like jets and helicopters and tanks and jeeps and explosions and 64 players all on the same map, and it ran perfectly fine. This game on the Xbox One is 720p 60 FPS, and on the PS4 it's 900p. And
it is not a solid 60 either.
Yeah,
like, I've had noticeable slowdown.
The frame rate drops really easily, and there are less players. Like, there's only 32 players in heists, and there's less vehicles, and there's less stuff happening, and it looks graphically worse than Battlefield 4. So I don't understand what's wrong with this game.
I don't know that it looks worse than 4.
I have had the game.
4's a lot of. Sorry.
No, I've had the game freeze on me 3 times now, so I've had to dashboard and quit and restart the game.
Yeah, I've had it not launch. Like when I've clicked it and it's just hung on the Xbox dashboard in like the yellow screen.
Yeah.
But I feel like I get that quite often on Xbox games, so I don't know how much of that of the game and how much of it's just the Xbox One at the minute.
I don't know. I've had like somebody throws a grenade and my entire game freezes up and I have to restart it. This game is just a mess and I'm not enjoying it.
I don't think it's half as bad as Battlefield 4 was at launch.
Battlefield 4 at launch was a very broken mess, but Battlefield 4 works perfectly fine now.
I had no problem with 4 at launch either, to be honest.
I don't think I bought it at launch. I bought it whenever I bought my Xbox One around April or March.
Yeah.
So I never experienced it at launch, but I heard people had a lot of problems with it. But
my problems with that game were more to do with getting the Xbox One to play video games with other people rather than anything else.
I regret spending my money on it. I just saw on the Xbox dashboard you can buy WWE 2K15 WrestleMania bundle, which is on sale for gold members now. It would be £100. It's now £55.
That game's still shit, dude.
I would have rather bought that than Battlefield Hardline. I could have seen myself having more fun with that game.
At its expense, though. Like,
Maybe.
2K15 is never going to be a better game than it is now. Hardline, they will make good, like they did with the 4.
I guess, but this is... I hate to say this is an EA game, but you can see very EA elements in this game where, you can buy battle packs with in-game money, but you can also buy them with real money, which was in Battlefield 4, to be fair.
Can you buy them with real money?
Yep, you could do it in Battlefield 4 as well.
Or is it, like, can you buy individual battle packs, or is it just like a time saver, like spend £5 and you'll get all this shit unlocked?
No, you buy battle packs and you get random stuff, but you can see very EA elements in there where in Battlefield 4 you got, boosts. It was like 25, 50, 100 and 200% boosts, and they lasted for an hour of in-game time. In this, they've split the boosts up, so there's like killing boosts and objective boosts and vehicle boosts and assist boosts. So they've split it up, and they only last 30 minutes each.
Yeah.
So it's like they've just taken this thing that you would earn tons of in Battlefield 4 in battle packs, because you would earn nothing else, apparently. Like, you'd open battle packs and you get like 25 XP boosts, and you just use them up. And they've taken that, and they've just
like dog tags or something.
Yeah, and they've just split this up now to, I guess, pad out the content to make you buy more battle packs, because all you're getting is crappy boosts that you can't really use or don't want to use. Like, I'm never going to use a boost that increases my vehicle score. It's dumb.
I never used them in 4 though either, to be fair.
I use them a lot in 4. Like, I think I'm level 90 plus in Battlefield 4 now.
Yeah,
insane. But
like, it makes sense because you're going to do a vehicle game mode, which is going to take you like 15 to 20 minutes. Well, it's going to take you half an hour if you play 2 rounds of it, which you probably will. It's like, equip a half an hour vehicle boost. It's perfect.
I guess, but what's the difference between just having boost that boosts all of your score, rather than just vehicle score and using that like in Battlefield 4?
Yeah, I just don't see an issue with that particular thing because it's like MMOs do that wildly.
I guess this isn't an MMO. This is supposed to be a Battlefield game, and it's not.
I get everything's so blurred now, though, isn't it? Like everything's a service. Everything has its hooks in you for a long time to make you stay long enough for the DLC to come out.
I guess, but like I don't see myself buying premium for this game. I'm not enjoying it. I'm gonna play more of it. Who knows? I may end up liking it, but right now I don't want to play it. I went and played Terraria instead of playing Battlefield Hardline last night.
Cause that's weird because I've totally fucking loved my time with Hardline.
Well, you didn't like
Battlefield. I haven't finished
4,
a single player yet though. I didn't like 4 on my own. I enjoyed 4 with you because it was in spite of the game at times. A bit like Battlefield 3. Like I liked Battlefield 3, I just didn't like the game. If that makes some sort of sense.
Yeah, kind of.
But I think this actually plays well, unlike the others. Like you can fucking shoot somebody and they fucking die. But not to the level of COD where I can't get a shot off before I'm already dead.
I could kill people in Battlefield 4, no problem. I can kill people in this game, no problem. But I would rather play Battlefield 4.
Yeah. I guess, I don't know. I'm interested to see what Pat thinks about it because he's doing a review, but he's been working night shifts in his... I think he's temping or something. So his latest job has him working night shifts, which means he finishes at 10 in the morning.
Ouch.
Which has been weird because I've been talking to him at like... I've been getting messages from him at 2 in the morning and then replying to him in the... when I wake up at 7 in the morning and then getting a reply at like 8 in the afternoon in the evening or something. It's been weird. So at some point we should have a review for that game.
We should.
I haven't really spoke to him about it.
I would like to read it, and depending on what he says in it, I would also like to maybe write something about this game as a Battlefield fan.
Yeah. A sort of cross-site rebuttal.
Yeah.
We could have a fucking feud
That'd be
on
great.
the site. It'd be great. We can develop our storylines. It'd be amazing. So have you played anything other than Hardline?
I'm trying to think. I've
been playing a ton of TW 2010.
Yeah,
because that came out on Steam, so that's pretty.
See, cool. I was trying to get back into EDW or EWR, and my company went bankrupt when we were 4 million in debt. But
I'm enjoying TW more, but only because I cheated and gave myself a lot of money at the beginning. So it's like I'm enjoying the flow of the gameplay, but I'm still hemorrhaging cash.
Yeah.
So at some point in like 10 years' time, my company's going to go bankrupt.
But I don't think I've been playing anything other than Hardline, other than like occasionally playing like Battlefield 4 or GTA 5 or even Minecraft, like before buying Hardline.
Yeah. Speaking of GTA 5, we see our podcast. Everything on our site has been thrown off kilter by the fact we've had super loads of workloads outside of the website. So since the last podcast, we've played a couple of heists, haven't we? And you wrote a thing about that up on the site?
I did, yes. And we've also recorded some heists. We need to get them up soon.
Yeah, I don't know what that'll be, though. Like, the second heist, which was a 4-player heist, I've got, like, maybe 2.5 hours of footage.
Ouch.
So I could cut that down to, like, 2 hours, but I don't know. I can't talk to 2 hours about strategies of heists. Like, just don't fuck up like we did for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Basically. Most of that time was on the last part of the mission where we took turns in fucking up each player in the team.
Yeah.
But what did you think of them?
The heists.
Yeah. Have you played any more? Like, I've only played the first 2.
No, if I play GTA 5 just on my own, I get bored, so I'm like, okay, I'll just do some random missions, earn a bit of money, then go off. And I keep wanting to go into random people's heists, doing the first heist because it's like an easy 55 grand. But if you complete all the heists in order, you earn a boost. And so I don't want to go back and play an older heist or a new heist out of order, because then when I play it with you and Pat to complete them all, because I assume we're going to play through all of them at some point.
At some point.
Then I wouldn't get
around the time that I'm able to stream, and then that'll just be like a day's streaming.
Yeah.
That's the unofficial plan. That's never going to happen.
But I've stayed away from heists. I just want to play them with you and Pat when they come out.
Yeah, we should dip back in there.
We should.
The problem is there's only 3 of us and we need 4. So it's like at some point we're relying on somebody else that's almost always going to drop out halfway through or after a mission.
We didn't have any problems with the first major heist. I mean, we also
had like 4
time.
people though.
Yeah.
Over the course of the missions. So, yeah, I enjoyed it, but they were so broken when they launched.
Yeah, they weren't easy to play.
No, they weren't. So, was that us then? Do you want to do a dabble of news?
Actually, yeah. Speaking of GTA 5, apparently the GTA 5 on the Xbox One and PS4 have had a graphics downgrade.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah. Apparently, Rockstar said this was a mistake and they're releasing a patch to fix it, but I wonder why they did that and whether they thought nobody would notice. Because it's obviously it wasn't an accident. They've obviously done this on purpose, and people have complained. They're like, "Oh no, we'll put it back in. We swear."
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, frame rate isn't really an issue, is it, on the Xbox One? So I can't imagine it's that.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're going. I wonder if they're going the Ubisoft route of, we're going to release more content, but make it fill it with less stuff so it runs faster.
Yeah.
Because that's what they did on that Dead Kings DLC. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Like 4 people in the street. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. It still looks like shit.
Right, let's dabble into the news since we're on Assassin's Creed. How is Assassin's Creed 4 doing in the UK charts, Kyle?
It is off the UK charts.
No!
But it is in the Nordic charts. I was trying to pull up the exact position, but I couldn't find it. So this is, I think it was like number 17 or something. It was up there in the Nordic charts, so there's that.
I thought I would throw you off by asking this, but you were prepared this time.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was going through my fucking tons of press releases. I couldn't find it. But Hardline was number 1 in the charts for the week of March 21st. So that's not really surprising.
Yeah.
But I think these might just be physical charts, so this doesn't include downloads. And I feel like we're getting into the point now where physical is going to start dropping. Well, it's already dropping, so...
Yeah.
I don't know how reflective this is. In number 2, we have Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, which is fucking surprising, because who cares about that remake?
Yep.
But I kind of want to play it. I think I'm going to wait till I've got nothing on, and it drops to half price on PSN and pick that up.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen the Final Fantasy 15 demo, but it looks fucking insane.
No, I've not seen it.
It looks really cool. Summons are insane. Also, it's like 6 boys in a car, so whoop.
Oh, wait, you showed me a video of the summons, yeah.
Yep. Is Mario Party 10 out? Or am I making that up? Am I on dust?
Maybe you're supposed to be like the Nintendo holic here. Or are you off your Nintendo high?
I've got like 6 games on Nintendo systems, but yes, I love them. I love them all. This is the thing, like, if I buy 2 games a year on the Wii U and they're both great, what are you going to complain about?
Yeah.
But I think that might be out, but I don't think we're going to touch that.
Okay.
I have no plans to.
Alright.
What's new? Speaking of Nintendo, they have sold out to the mobile with Dena, D-E-N-A, a mobile company. Did you hear any of this?
I heard about it, and I talked a little bit about it in a video, which isn't going to be released anytime soon.
Well, I don't want to touch on it too much, but they've basically sold licensing rights to... They're working with these people to make mobile games with their franchises. They're not porting anything. It's going to be like Pokemon Shuffle, but on the iPhone.
Oh, I thought they'd bring like old classic Nintendo games and stick it with microtransactions, like be able to play the original Legend of Zelda and buy rupees. Be like 15,000 rupees, best value, $12.99.
No, they're not doing straight ports, but that'll probably be the case. I think they're attacking it like this is a marketing opportunity for their big games, so they might not actually be that gross. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know. It's
Who knows?
Nintendo. They're also Japanese. They don't understand what mobile development is.
It's fucking... That's all that's in Japan now, by all accounts.
No, PS4, the PS Vita and the 3DS are not mobile games.
I guess, but like...
There's also Japanese people play.
Nobody's buying a Vita, are they? So... Like, the 10 people who bought them in Japan are probably stoked that graphic novels keep coming out.
That's kind of weird that in Japan, everybody owns a 3DS, nobody owns a Vita. And then you look at like America and everybody owns Vitas there apparently now.
There's a lot of 3DSs, but I know in Japan that for a while, I don't know if this is still the case, that the PlayStation Portable was outselling the Vita like 2-1.
Well, you can hack them, can't you, and do whatever you want with them.
Yeah. And there's also no Monster Hunter game on the Vita because Nintendo's got that hold up now.
Are we able to get some like weird VR news in here so I can Photoshop more waifus into the thumbnail?
No, because we're more masculine than that. So do you want to Photoshop a picture of Homefront: The Revolution in there instead? No. That's been delayed till 2016.
Who cares?
Well, I care because I thought this game had been cancelled. But do you remember the studio got shut down? Like Crytek lost all the money.
Nope.
All the money.
Don't remember.
Well, I think Deep Silver now have it, but it's been pushed, so that game's never going to come out.
Aren't Deep Silver the ones that made the first Saints Row games?
No, that was THQ. I think Deep Silver have the license now, though. I think they put out 4 and Get Out of Hell.
Maybe, yeah. I remember seeing their logo slapped on it somewhere, on like the corpse of Saints Row.
Yeah, Homefront was a THQ game as well back in the day, before they went bankrupt.
I liked the Homefront multiplayer. The single player was shit, where it was like a 3-hour story, but multiplayer was fun.
I feel like we were like one of maybe 100 people who enjoyed Homefront.
I was good at Homefront multiplayer.
I really liked it, surprisingly. Weirdly.
Yeah.
But Titanfall 2 has finally been confirmed. You know, they've been teasing it for fucking ages.
Yeah, it's not Xbox One exclusive, so it'll be on the PS4, which is good.
Which they kind of already said, basically.
Yeah, it means that those on Sony consoles are able to play this game, which is amazing on the Xbox One and PC.
Yeah. Yep, it
So
means the frame rate will be mildly more consistent, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I played that on PC mostly anyway, so whatever. Super excited for that.
Maybe I should talk about my news. I saw earlier that Minecraft has now sold 19 million copies on PC, which is insane. I'm sure Microsoft are very happy with their $2.5 billion purchase of Mojang.
Yeah. What are they doing?
I don't know.
What are they doing?
Well, to be fair, the Minecraft name is probably worth that amount of money, and they can, drain the fluids from Minecraft's corpse for years to come.
Yeah, how's Scrolls doing?
I don't know. I've not been on Scrolls in months now. I was super into it, and then I kind of just stopped playing.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, speaking of games that sold well, which is an amazing segue, Evolve had an incredibly successful launch. I don't believe they've disclosed numbers yet, though.
When they say incredibly successful, like, look at all these game companies that are giving us good reviews. Please buy our game. We swear it's good.
Yeah, there's like nobody playing that on PC at all, which is to me where I'd expect most people to play that game. Like Left 4 Dead style, like class-based multiplayer shooter thing. I guess seems very PC-ish.
People play Left 4 Dead on PC because they can mod the hell out of it and put like anime girls as their characters and put the tank as Shrek that plays Smash Mouth when it attacks.
Yeah, so you're telling me you don't want the opportunity to buy all these skins on PC?
No. It's dumb. Evolve is dumb.
It's also fucking boring. Oh, Jesus. I had to review that game. I'll remind you. Thank you very much. What else happened? Fucking Konami disowned what's his name? Kojima?
Konami disowned Kojima. Wow.
Yep. Headline.
Yeah, that's weird. They haven't disclosed what's happened, but apparently there was an internal struggle between Kojima Productions and Konami, and now Kojima's going to leave Konami after Metal Gear Solid 5 the Phantom Pain releases.
Yeah, so that could be exciting if you want to see Kojima do something other than Metal Gear.
I don't want to see him do anything other than Metal Gear. Even though he said this Metal Gear was going to be his last, we all know that's not true.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll do Metal Gear, but it'll be called like, I don't know, Wooden Tank or something.
Steel Warrior.
Maybe he'll go to Microsoft and he'll have him do another Steel Battalion, because that one was so amazing when that came out in the Kinect.
What if EA take him on and he headlines Titanfall 2 development?
What if EA took him on, gave him fucking Visceral, and he developed the next installment in the amazing Army of Two series?
Oh god, no, don't remind me of that.
Third-person action game. It's kind of weird. There's all those jokes about fucking a panda.
What?
Like, there's jokes about fucking a panda.
I mean,
I feel like
everybody wants to fuck pandas, but you don't reference it in video games.
I feel like it would be perfect.
What, fucking a panda, or him working for
Kojima specifically fucking a panda?
Well, think about it. There's only like 1,000 in the world. I mean, you'd be one of the few people to ever do it.
Yeah, he could literally repopulate the panda population.
He is not part panda.
Oh, I don't know. In some of those videos, he looks a bit tired. Some, shadows under the eyes.
He often eats like bamboo when he's off stage.
Apparently, my Twitter feed's full of it. Actually relevant news that happened in the last few days, i.e. day, but this podcast is going to be delayed. Microsoft have detailed the Xbox One April update, Have you seen any of this?
Oh yeah, I booted up my Xbox One earlier, and there's a horrible new section called "What's On," where it's basically just adverts for movies on the Xbox Store.
Oh, is that the thing where they used to display how many people were watching them? Like what's popular sort of thing?
Maybe if you've configured your Xbox One to use TV, it will show popular TV shows there, but if you haven't, it will show movies on the Xbox Store, which is essentially just adverts. There's big sections for popular streams on the Xbox One on Twitch, which I don't care about. There's like sections of videos linking to like YouTube and stuff like that, which I don't care about. This entire section is basically just a big advert page, and people
So you're telling me there's all
people are okay with this apparently, and don't see a problem with it. I'm like, they're just slapping at more adverts all over the dashboard. It's going to be like the
thing
360
that we pay for.
Yeah,
on this paid service.
Like the 360 where you tab over to like the music tab, and there's like 7 different icons of adverts.
Here's Linkin Park playing for your amusement whenever you hover over this fucking icon.
Yep.
If it was like someone good, I wouldn't mind. But
like
Linkin Park, really? Yeah. Soggy biscuit.
Keep rolling.
God. Well, the reason I actually pulled this news story was because they are providing dedicated servers for party chat.
Oh, yes, I read about that. They're finally going to update the party chat because it's apparently been a broken mess, although I've had no problems with it.
That's not true. We've fucking disconnected from parties. We've been unable to connect. We've connected and had our connects flashing on the screen and not been able to talk to each other, like loading bars on our headsets.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Never mind. I have had problems using the device.
You just forget because it's not the first problem you think of. You're like, well, the party connect didn't work, but I also wasn't able to get into a game, so one's less worse than the others.
I don't suppose you've been playing a bit of Dragon Age. I don't suppose your Kinect randomly disconnects itself.
I don't use it for anything. It occasionally flashes at me, but I think that's when I move my leg and it thinks I'm waving at it.
Like my Kinect just keeps disconnecting itself, and I have to like unplug it, plug it back in, and restart my console for it to recognize that it's plugged in again.
I haven't had any of that, but I also haven't tried to use the Kinect, so I wouldn't know if it had disconnected.
See, I will use my Kinect like I'm sat across the room right now. If I want to play my Xbox, I will just say Xbox on, have it turn on, and then I'll walk across the room and play. But when I stream Xbox on and it just doesn't work, that's when I realise something's wrong. I walk over, turn on my console, and oh yeah, the Kinect disconnected itself again.
Yeah, I just assume it's not going to work and go straight for the controller every time. Which, again, for me, doesn't work often because it just turns itself off.
Because you break every controller.
All I do is want to play video games. That's all I want to do. If I watch TV, I bet it would be fine.
You don't want to play...
I'm sure it plays TV really well.
You don't want to play video games on an Xbox One, come on. The all-in-one entertainment system. Video games are entertainment.
Let me show you Xbox Music. Here, you don't even need a controller.
I totally downloaded the Xbox Music app because apparently you can now put your music on OneDrive and play it through the
fucking OneDrive
Xbox Music. So I was like, okay, that's awesome. I can just play music and play video games. Have the music play in the background. No, you can't. You can snap it, I think, and play music, but then I have a second monitor. I can just boot up YouTube and listen to music on that.
Yeah, I have a phone, so it does all those things fine.
Yeah.
Probably does it better. It does do it better. Considerably better.
Many more news?
God. Multiplayer-only Russian Halo Online looks better than real Halo.
It does.
Discuss.
It is, but the game is Russian-only. It's pay-to-win.
They're the best kind of games. Also, all those fucking menus are in English, so... I don't know.
It's weird. It's one of those weird Russian or Korean games where it's free to play, but it's pay to win. So you basically have to buy everything in the game if you want to play it properly and do well.
They're all the best games.
So whatever, you have to have a Russian email address to even sign up for it, from what I've heard. So I'm never going to check it out. I've been wanting to check out the Chinese Call of Duty Online for a while, but you need to make up fake social security numbers or whatever they have in China. Wow.
So I'm not going to do that because it's fucking China. But maybe we should try to get a VPN into Russia and see what we can do.
I'm sure my laptop will run that game amazingly.
It's built for low-end machines. It's running on the Halo 3 engine, highly modified.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, it'll run like crap because it's on some bootleg Halo 3 engine.
But it looks literally better than Halo 5 to me.
It does, but it is on PC.
You can modify guns. You can put red... It looks like the armor mod, just random sights sticking out the sides of guns.
Yeah.
Check that out, armor. Fucking YouTube. Gamedropzone.com. Chill. Do you have anything else?
That's about it for me.
I think that's all I have too. I think that's all I have too. So I think we'll wrap up, shall we?
Maybe.
Well, do you have something else in mind?
I'm trying to think. Pretty sure I had some news, but
I will say we have a ton of shit coming to the website over the next week, and hopefully more than a week.
We do, yeah.
Yeah, it's been weird. We've had a lot of work, so it's been on and off. Like some days we'll have loads of content, other weeks we won't.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of rectify that. We have a good schedule. We should hopefully have a lot of content, so check that stuff out. A lot of it will be on YouTube.
Tell me
Obviously, it'll be on the site too.
Where can they check that out, Carl?
You can check that out at www.gamedropzone.com. That's at the Gamedropzone on Twitter. That's at Zealot1123 on Twitter. That's at Carl Shimon on Twitter. And what's the YouTube channel called?
It's like youtube.com/channel/string of characters. Because it's all.
Or you can just search for Gamedropzone.com.
You can.
You'll find us. There's videos everywhere. It's going to go viral. I'm telling you. So do you have anything else? That was me, like, padding for you.
I haven't noticed that you didn't include Pat's Twitter account in there.
No, because until he can fucking get me that Hardline review, he's not getting mentioned. He's like the Chris Benoit of our fucking website.
Oh, are you going to play 5-Star Wrestling?
No.
Why not? It has.
Because I've seen videos of that. It looks shit.
It has. Was it Ragnarok instead of Brock Lesnar, and the $100 Miami Bull instead of The Rock. It has a Pegasus Kid instead of Chris Benoit, and some other guy, like two like horrible people that have like murdered people merged into one wrestler in this game.
Nice, but, lovely. I'm not gonna, it looks terrible though, the game.
It is. It's a broken game, but Ragnarok's theme is amazing. And Curtis Angel's theme is just him saying America over and over again.
Yeah.
I love it.
Horrendous. You should check it out. You should do evolving storylines of 5-Star Wrestling.
I don't own a PS3, so I can't.
Have mine. Take it. No, I'm joking. I like the PS3. I don't play it, but I like it.
It's a great pretty. Blu-ray player.
So is the PS4, so it's fine. But news, quick news. Xbox dude Spencer, I think, talked about saying that the HoloLens doesn't exclude Microsoft from the VR race, which to me means that they've already given up on the HoloLens because it's not real and that video was fake.
That video was the realest thing ever.
What the fuck?
I don't know if you've seen it, but you can holographically project your Minecraft house onto your dinner table as your wife like moves a bike in real life. It felt fake. Like, you know when they're like, oh, here's this dude's having a fucking video chat. There's no cameras. What's he chatting to? Who's he chatting to? How does that work? Yeah, where's the microphone? That doesn't make sense, but it's cool.
Where are the speakers? How are you hearing it? Are they directing you from your ears, from the fucking lenses, or for glasses?
In the future, Apple, Google, and Microsoft will own everybody's life and have chips implanted into you so they can track you from satellites. And the HoloLens finds your tracking ID and then just films you from space. And that's how you see each other.
Microsoft won't own anything because they can't produce anything of quality anymore. Everything they do is a fucking smoldering crater.
It is.
Like, at best, what is Windows 10 going to be? It's going to be Windows 7, where everyone's like, yeah, it works. It was like Vista, but it works. Windows 10 is going to be like Windows 8, but also like 7, but it works.
Yep.
Like, what are they going to do? I don't want to fucking stream my perfectly good Xbox One, that's apparently my only system I need, to my PC. Why? It makes no sense.
I think they did that so then the PC audience could be like, look, now we have exclusive Xbox One games on PC. We have to own an Xbox One.
Shit.
Yeah.
Which Xbox exclusive game has been any good?
Titanfall.
That was also on PC. That doesn't count.
I count exclusives in terms of what's on the consoles.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Titanfall is good. Titanfall's great, in fact. I liked D4. Nobody else would. 2 people enjoyed that game, me being one of them.
D4 was fun to watch you play.
Is there anything else? Anything?
Halo was a broken mess.
Yep.
Halo
Halo
5.
Spartan Assault was not a game.
Halo 5 will probably be broken as well.
I hope not, but probably. Like Rise, Son of Rome was like fucking not amazing.
No,
It was like the definition of a 3-star game.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 3 was like about as interesting as watching somebody else play Rise, Son of Rome. I'm sure Ori and the Blind Forest is amazing, but the frame rate is shit on Xbox One, apparently.
Is it?
Pat will have a review of that at some point. I'm sorry, Chris Benoit will have a review of that at some point.
Redacted will have a review on that at some point.
Yep. It's fucking my favourite Dart Kick character.
Right, let's end this. We're going for way longer than we said we would.
I don't care, I'm not editing this podcast.
No, you're not.
So
I have this, and I have the wrestling thing to do now.
This is my revenge, because you took like an hour on the wrestling podcast, of which I can't even pretend to be interested in wrestling.
I told you I would write out all the stuff and we would talk about it.
Yeah. It was Hideo Itami for the win, by the way.
Yeah.
Adios. See you next week.
Ciao.